Welcome to Surgeon Syndicate. If you're paying attention, you know that you only make money when you work. It might be great money, but it's dependent on you. The information on this podcast will help you solve that. We interview experts and provide analysis into financial freedom through commercial real estate. Why? To help physicians like you thrive. Let's dive in.
All right. Today's show is sponsored by Fortress Capital, a private equity company that I founded to help physicians build passive income through commercial real estate. Being a physician is a high-stress job, and building passive income streams is key to not feeling trapped in that job. Build your financial fortress with Fortress Capital. All right. Today, we're coming to you from Marquette, Michigan. Marquette is an amazing town in the Upper Peninsula, Michigan that sits on Lake Superior. It's one of my favorite places to go and where I began my commercial real estate journey. We bought our first fourplex here in Marquette. And the key to this show is what we're going to talk about is don't chase. Don't chase. The deals are there. You don't have to chase them. So when we bought this first place, we were actually looking for a second home. And I kept, I was in this place knowing that I needed to get secondary income streams coming. And I wanted to get started in real estate. And we'd been looking for a second home up here for a cottage lake house. But then this fourplex came on the market and it kind of got listed by accident and the owners didn't even mean to list it yet. And I saw it and I called them right away. So I got a little bit lucky there. And it was right in the heart of COVID while they were still doing, Michigan was still really in the heart of rent relief. So tenants really didn't have to pay rent. And a lot of landlords were really worried. I was worried too. Was this a stupid time to start buying residential real estate? But the place was rented. And so we dove right in, knowing we'd make some mistakes. And it turned out, that when you first start, there will always be mistakes. The first set of tenants moved out right as we closed. They had lived in the unit for like 10 years, and it basically needed completely remodeled. So there went a significant chunk of the revenue stream and a bunch more capital expenditure put into it, but it all worked out. So through this, we decided, okay, this is working. We're figuring out this landlord thing. Let's look for another one. And there weren't really any multifamily things coming on the market then. But we looked at a couple houses and these started out in a good price that could rent and cash flow. But as the process went on, as everybody remembers, that interest rates were super low. And prices were getting bid up like crazy and got outbid on that one. And then there was a duplex. And the duplex had been on the market for a while. They wanted some crazy price. And so we bid something that was higher than I was comfortable with and really pushed the margin to where like, okay, this will still make money and it'll appreciate, but it wasn't going to cash flow very well. And I got lucky and they didn't take our bid. So we didn't buy that. And there's this great sandy beach. There's not a lot of sandy beaches on that you can live right on the beach in Marquette. And there's one little strip that has sandy beaches. And these places 10 years ago, I don't remember what they sold for. Stuff up, nothing was that expensive. But this was a house that it's got to be 50 years old. It was only like 1,000 square feet. Hadn't really had much done to it in a long time. There was an elderly person moving out who had been there for forever. And we figured we could use it as a short-term rental. We could refinish the basement and make that a long-term rental. And we went through this whole plan of how we could make this place work. But it would cash flow up to I don't know, I think it was $700,000. We could make it cash flow, which is a crazy price for stuff in this area. And the place sold for over $1 million. So again, I got lucky because if I would have bought each one of those, if my offer had been taken on all three of those properties, I would own all three properties. I would have the work of all three properties, but none of them would really be producing any income for me. And that was the problem in that market is things were running away. And chasing after them was a bad idea. And a lot of people did this, just assuming things would appreciate. And that's never a good idea. This is a business that's investing money to generate cash flow. If it doesn't cash flow, then it's speculation. And the key there is don't chase. Things are settling out, and the deals will come. If you want to be active in the market, you have to look, you got to put in the time, find the deals. There are ways to find things off market. And if you don't want to fight that battle, then you can invest passively. And there are pros out there who are still finding deals and putting things to market that give very good returns. So again, the key for this short show today is don't chase, because chasing is how you end up in a situation that you don't want to be in. And that's not the way to go. So join us again for our next show. Thank you for being here. And just remember, the good deals are there. You don't have to chase bad ones. This has been an episode of Surgeon Syndicate. If you got value from this episode, you know other surgeons are hungry to become job optional, and you can help them by sharing this content today. Schedule a call and we can make a plan. Looking forward to having you with me on the next episode.